Guys, we're having a crazy encounter right now. There's literally a single coyote right there in the distance, just chilling far away. Oh, stop. Stop. Nope. Get in the car. Okay, that was actually a little crazy. Otto almost attempted to chase that coyote down, and I definitely was not about to let him do that because I know coyotes are prone to ambushing dogs. Definitely just don't want Otto running off. I mean, we're definitely familiar with this area. This is actually the first time we've seen a coyote here. I mean, I never doubted that there were any here around this area, but that was our first sighting of an actual coyote. Pretty interesting. First sighting of a coyote here. We definitely encountered coyotes before since living in our car, but yeah, interesting enough. Yeah, you can tell he's totally fixated on running down into that little trail over there. I would say like our last coyote encounter was way more way more absurd than this one. Our last encounter, there were like, just imagine we were in a parking lot similar to this, and there was actually two coyotes. One had originally popped up, kind of like scoped out the area. We were kind of chilling. Me and Otto were chilling in the back like this. You can imagine the tailgate was closed, but we had the back open for some air. The first coyote, like I said, came around the corner and kind of just scoped it out. Otto smelled him before I could even see him. One coyote went away, and then I would say maybe like 30 seconds later, he brought a friend around the corner, and that's when I was like, holy scoping this out. That was a crazy encounter. This was like probably like 11:30 at night or so, and Otto perched up, and he started, whining, and then he eventually started like shaking. But like I've never seen him shake for another like animal. It's always just like a whine, like, hey, I want to like go see what that is or what he is. I want to go see that other dog. But it was never like a shake. Like he was literally like shaking. So like at that moment, I kind of figured, he knew that they were low-key, like, in a way, like hunting him. Like it was just kind of, they just smelt another area or another animal in their area. I had walked him around that area previously, before we got in the car. Today's coyote was probably no more than 50 yards in front of us. Yeah. I mean, thankfully, it's not Otto's first instinct to run and chase them down. I think he's smart enough to know and smell and see that their energy is not a playful energy. It's not like they're another domesticated animal. I'm sure like his senses, his eyes, their body language, the smell that he's smelling in the air, you know. Very interesting. It's kind of cool, kind of scary, kind of risky, but um, I think he's good enough. I think he's good enough to, not be too concerned. Yeah, I'm just glad his first instincts weren't to, chase after it. He kind of like hesitated. Hesitation in a dog is always a good thing, unless they're like trained in protection work. You want your dog to like think about situations before they happen. This coyote was definitely he was definitely more so just like passing through. The other two coyotes were definitely stalking and hunting Otto. Yeah, I'm definitely not afraid of one coyote. Two coyotes, I think me and Otto, between the two of us, we'd be able to take two coyotes. Three, so I even think three coyotes. We'd be able to take three coyotes, depending on, because coyotes aren't really that big. Coyotes are like, 30 to 40 pounds. Otto's 80 pounds. I think getting up to to about four coyotes, that may be a problem. Coyotes aren't really strong. Otto's pretty strong. But I mean, there is a difference between a strong domesticated animal versus a wild animal, you know, a feral animal. You know, like coyotes are feral, you know, but also, you know, coyotes don't generally have to fight their prey. You know, they go after squirrels, bunnies, birds, little pooches, stuff like that. So I genuinely don't think that they would want to like mess with Otto, unless it was like a clear ambush. Um, yeah, yeah. But hey, that's it for, you know, my little, that's it for our coyote story. You know, if you guys have any tips on coyotes, you know, like natural instincts or how to like maneuver around wild coyotes, you know, leave them down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Um, Maybe what I could do or prevent certain things. I mean, you know, I'm not really sure how to prevent coyotes. I mean, they were probably here long before we started building concrete roads and houses and everything. So, um, yeah, but let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.